0818-2222-205. And you can also send us a WhatsApp message. It could be a voice note, or you could text and tell us what you think about the topics we'll be looking at, the headlines, the stories, and everything in between. And now, without wasting much time, we'll take a look at the cover page of the Punch newspaper. Dollar speculation, FG rubbishes Binance allegation. It says here that the federal government on Tuesday vowed to pursue the criminal case against the crypto platform Binance and its officials to a logical end. Speaking against the backdrop of a bribery allegation made by the Binance Chief Executive Officer Richard Teng in a blog post published by the New York Times, top officials of the President Bola Tinubu administration described as false, and unfounded the accusation that some individuals demanded $150 million bribe in cryptocurrency to settle the criminal charge against the firm. You find the story on the Punch News. We see here that 7.5 billion naira fraud. EFCC grills 20 NSCDC contractors, 10 officers. EFCC grills 20 NSCDC revenue. Tinubu sent VAT revenue. Tinubu panel. Cybersecurity levy will worsen hardship. Labor. Cybersecurity levy will worsen hardship. Labor. Nigerian Labour Congress, Trade Union Congress, and bank customers have opposed the newly introduced cybersecurity levy by the Central Bank of Nigeria, demanding its immediate withdrawal. The NLC on Tuesday, in a statement signed by its president, Joe Ajaero, lamented that the levy was another anti-people policy of the government imposed amid economic hardship. Ajaero noted, NLC vehemently condemns the recent directive by the Central Bank of Nigeria to levy a 0.005% cybersecurity levy on electronic transfer. To get more insights on that particular story, you can get a copy of the Punch newspaper for this morning, 8th May 2024. Federal government woos global investors for 17 oil blocks. Federal government woos global investors for 17 oil blocks. Bullying. Police launch probe as Ekiti Varsity expels students. Bullying. Police launch probe as Ekiti Varsity expels students. We're still taking a look at the Punch newspaper. Anger as FIJ reporter spends 7th day in police cell. Anger as FIJ reporter spends 7th day in police cell. Activists, media stakeholders, and other Nigerians have expressed anger over the prolonged detention of a reporter from with the Foundation for Investigative Journalism. Conditions for the detained journalist had not been met. Ifeanyi said this when quizzed by the Punch on Tuesday on why the journalist was still held a week after he was picked up in a Gestapo manner by the police on the streets of Lagos. There's definitely more to that story, so you can get your hands on a copy of the paper. And then we'll take a look at Vanguard newspaper. The cover page reads, Oil Block. FG removes signature bonus to woo investors. FG removes signature bonus to bring in their funds without worries. This will show to the world that Nigeria is ready for business. Impeach Fubara now. Rivers APC urges 27 assembly members. Impeach Fubara now. Members. Tinubu returns to Nigeria today. Presidency. Tinubu returns to Nigeria today. Presidency. God uplifted Indigbo out of poverty, penury after civil war. Igbo Ezwe. God uplifted Indigbo out of poverty, penury after civil war. Igbo Ezwe. Poor job. Indume films over renovation of Senate chamber. Poor job. Igodalo, PDP jittery over even 50 billion naira loan debt in 50 billion naira loan debt in this man. LNSC laments alleged assault on official by 2 policemen. The Lagos Neighborhood Safety Corps, LNSC, attached to the Lagos Augustine and Peter Obi. Monday's 80-year-old mother, Sharifat Abbas. Commander Superintendent Lekki LCDA Ogidong Benga, in a letter of complaint to the claim he was from the force headquarters, Abuja. His colleague Obike claimed to have come from Idotu Police Station, Lekki LCDA. And that's out on Vanguard newspaper. We'll take a look at Daily Trust this morning. It says here that cover page, the top story on Daily Trust, and cyber security levy. What you need to know about the new 0.5% cybersecurity levy. Akpabio, we have recorded more jailbreaks since prison changed to correctional centers. Army dismisses report on killing of soldiers in Anambra. Army dismisses report on killing of soldiers in Anambra. Federal government stakeholders harp on increased effort for HIV prevention in Nigeria. Federal government stakeholders harp on increased efforts for HIV prevention in Nigeria. Daniel, police yet to release abducted journalists despite outcry. Police yet to release abducted journalists despite outcry. Tinubu Kalu condole Ribadu over brother's death. President Tinubu Kalu condole Ribadu over brother's death. Fuel in your vehicles. I would also see here that Plateau partners Japan to establish hybrid fusion fuel plant. Plateau partners Japan to establish hybrid fusion fuel plant. Lastly, we would also see on Daily Trust 100 million naira. Bandits abduct 13 FCT villages, demand over 900 million naira. Wari Area Council of the FCT. A resident of Shara Ene village and an assistant head teacher with the law to demand over 900 million naira, among other demands, to release the victims. You find the story on the Daily Trust newspaper for today. Now, leadership newspaper cover page reads, 11 months after absence of governing councils worsens varsity's crisis. 11 months after this crisis. For judges, varsity done 6 equivalent of president's governor's salary for judges. TCN commits to tackling challenges. NLC pickets pension firm over unfair labor practices. I would also see here on the leadership newspaper that reps task security chiefs on killings in Kaduna, Enugu. Reps task security chiefs on killings in Kaduna, Enugu. And now we'll take a look at this day newspaper with the cover page that reads, Rivers lawmakers whose seats were voided moved to impeach Fubara. Rivers lawmakers whose seats were voided moved to impeach Fubara. Clark, it comes with two riders. One says, Clark asked IGP, Inspector General of Police, to caution anti-governor lawmakers. And the second rider says, again, Umahi attacks Atiku, says ex-VP's views on controversial Lagos to Calabar Highway. Miss Tax Atiku says ex-VP's views on cybersecurity tax. NLC Nasima, others fault timing. Cybersecurity tax, NLC Nasima, others fault timing. Of 156 billion naira, achieving 165% YOY growth. Presidency, Tinubu returns today after 2-week absence. Tinubu returns today after 2-week absence. New licensing round. Era of front-loaded huge oil signature bonuses over, says Komolafe. Era of front-loaded huge oil signature bonuses over, says Komolafe. Says here that elusive gains of subsidy removal. With the cover page, DSS arrests ex-Oil Park manager auxiliary, debunks ill health rumors. Federal government breaks silence on Tinubu's whereabouts, debunks ill health rumors. The federal government has debunked speculations surrounding President Bola Tinubu's absence from the country, saying the latter's absence is not due to medical reasons. Now, Nigerian Tribune gathered Tinubu is yet to return to Nigeria days after the World Economic Forum. Minister of State for Health away from Nigeria on medical ground. And now we'll take a look at more stories here on Nigerian Tribune. It says that fuel scarcity, NNPC cautions against panic buying. Fuel scarcity, NNPC cautions against panic buying. Cross River community laments lack of social amenities, demands government intervention. Cross River community laments lack of social amenities, demands government intervention. Digital transformation can unlock Nigeria's prosperity. NIG Nick Comsat boss says digital transformation can unlock Nigeria's prosperity. Nick Comsat boss says NDDC pledges support victims of tanker fire in Rivers. And lastly, we see here that promoting use of libraries, reading as solutions for poor UTME performance. Promoting use of libraries, reading as solutions for poor UTME performance. And now on the Nation newspaper for this morning, the cover page reads, ECOWAS forced to battle terrorism in Nigeria. Others, ECOWAS forced to battle terrorism in Nigeria. Others, Rivers APC directs lawmakers to impeach Fubara. Ladoja withdraws suit against Olubado in council. Ladoja withdraws suit against Olubado in council. Relocate people from flood-prone areas, Lema tells 33 governors. National Emergency Management Agency tells 33 governors relocate people from flood-prone candidates. JAM releases results of additional 531 candidates. Ondo 2024. APC primary did not hold in 127 words. Jimo Ibrahim insists. Senate City project. My FEC colleagues frustrated my project under Buhari, says Shitu. Probe, Kaduna Assembly's committee grills El-Rufai's ex-commissioners. Probe, Kaduna Assembly's committee grills 2024 oil bid round for investors with technical know-how, says Lukubiri. Indume fault rehabilitation of Senate main chamber. Indume fault rehabilitation of Senate main chamber. Foreigners earning more from mining than Nigeria, says Akpabio. Foreigners earning more from mining than Nigerians, says Akpabio. I would also see here that there's a question here that says, can Lagos PD pass taking lawmaking from hallowed chamber to people? Deputy spokesman Agbese. Speaker Abbas taking lawmaking from hallowed chamber to people. Poverty, lack of economic opportunities, major causes of insecurity in northern Nigeria. Poverty, lack of economic opportunities, major causes of insecurity in northern Nigeria. And lastly, we see here that government assures investors of friendly environment. Government assures investors of friendly environment. And those are the stories we'll be taking in the phone lines that you can call in on when we start the review with our in-house analysts. You can call us on 0903 2222 possibly 0903 2229 797 0903 2229 797 or 0818 2222 to our super citizen listeners. We'll be right back from after this short break.
Citizen FM, the latest radio station based in Nigeria's capital. Our station seeks to broadcast a broad mix of culture and views with priority given to development programming to enable residents share ideas and opinions, music and drama. Our aim, enjoy listening tonight. We are a part of your life.
for staying tuned. Welcome back to the newspaper review right here on Citizen 93.7 FM. Welcome back to reviewing the stories and looking at more stories and having a conversation about it with our in-house analyst. Thank you very much. Okay, this morning we're going to federal government rubbishes Binance CEO's bribery allegation. Without wasting much time on the story, Mr. Salami, what is your take?
Please now that most Binance CEO accused some officials of the federal government of asking them to pay $150 million as a bribe, and that we were told was to allow them get off the hook. Well, this accusation and counter-accusation amongst between the Binance CEO and is unacceptable. Binance is so sophisticated in such a manner that make allegations without providing concrete proof or evidence. I want to believe that the CEO is poor. You know, when a drowning man will always hold on to anything. And I want to believe that Nigeria should not be cowed by this baseless and unverified allegation. He's been there and they are into racketeering, very hard on them, and make of and should Binance and the officials to justice. They have done incalculable harm to our economy.
Now we are, taking a look at levies being tax and everything being put on certain story that says cybersecurity levy will worsen hardship. Labor cybersecurity levy will worsen hardship, says Labor. Mr. Salami, what is your own take on the story?
Well, it's an unfolding story. This is 0.05% cyber security levy imposed by the CBN, as directed by CBN rather, to banks and bank customers. NRC, TUC and bank customers have come hard, and they have demanded that it should be abrogated. It should. Let us study it and have a conversation around it. But I want to believe that the era of tariffs is becoming one too many. We have not settled with electricity tariff hike. We are now on another crypto security levy. Let us breathe small. The land is choking. Nigerians are suffering. The suffering in the land is too much. And I want to believe that the federal government is not insensitive to the hardship and the yearnings of the people. Let's have a robust conversation around this new cyber security levy.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Still talking about Labour saying that the cybersecurity levy is not one to because it is worsen the hardship of the nation, of the economy. And else, Nigerian Labour Congress yesterday stormed and locked down the premises of the Trust Fund Pensions in Abuja to take its stand against what it described as unfair labor practices by the firm. The Labour Centre accused the fund of disengaging over 45 workers without due process in breach of the labor laws. Salami, sir, what is your take on this?
We are on the endless tell Nigerians on some of their exploits and their struggles. Well, We will bring the NLC chairman, president, in again to come and tell us more on why they did what they did yesterday. But we know for sure that the NLC as a pressure group is in the forefront of promoting the welfare and well-being of workers. What are the issues here? Trust fund, according to what we have gathered, disengaged over 45 workers, which the NLC described as the need for us to our station to tell Nigerians why it disengaged over 45 workers now. We all know that times are hard, very hard. Losing one's job now is not what anybody prays for. Fathers, their mothers, their wives, to some people, and they have responsibilities. But even at that, Trust Fund 2 is in business. But in doing this, human kindness in whatever we do. But like I pointed out, we won't pass judgment. Ours is not to pass judgment. Ours is to just report as it is. That is why we will endeavor to tell Nigerians why it disengaged 45 workers. And also, we'll get our friend, the public affairs officer of NLC, Mr. Benson, to come and tell us why labor, why the NLC, the foremost organized labor movement in Nigeria, pickets, as it were, Trust Fund.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Salam, because I'm chuckling because I had an experience yesterday coming to work, and then like the first question I was asked was, are you a Trust Fund worker? And I'm like, no. And they're like, oh, nobody's allowed to come into the premises because of this and this and that. And it's understandable now why all that happened yesterday happened. And now we move on to the Vanguard newspaper that President Tinubu returns to Nigeria today. President Tinubu returns to Nigeria today after over 2 weeks ago from where he took a trip to Saudi Arabia to attend a special World Economic Forum with Mr.
Today. You see, Nigerians are very funny and is under the weather. Quite many people, I don't know whether they are his personal physician, have gone to town to say that Mr. President health is failing. Well, we should thank Nigerians for being interested in the well-being or otherwise of Mr. President. After all, he's our president and he's public property. But the truth is this: even if the president is under the weather, there is no big deal about that. He's a human being. Anybody can fall sick. Thank God that the naysayers are wrong, because President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will return today. He was in Netherlands. He left Netherlands for the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, where he attended an economic meeting, and from thence he went to London to visit. The good thing about it all is this: our president will return today.
Okay.
Let us continue to pray for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The books enjoying, and we don't have any country other than Nigeria. It is well with Nigeria.
Amen. Okay, thank you this day, newspaper. Briefly, Mr. Salami, please let us know what your opinion is in regards to this topic. But before you do that, our listeners out there, the number to call is 0903 09229 0903 or 0818 Now over to you, Mr. Salami.
The unfolding drama in Rivers State are about to move against the governor. This day put it succinctly that 27 others, some people say that this is a plot. It is a plot or an invitation to chaos. This, but in doing this, we keep on saying that you must follow the due process and the rule of law. The law to our democracy must know that they are in government to serve the people and the interest and the that will be any good.
Okay. Ndume faults rehabilitation of Senate main chamber. You'll find this with the headline on the Nation newspaper today. Ndume faults rehabilitation of Senate, saying it looks more like a conference room. He said that apart from the sitting arrangements being improper, the chamber has...
Well, Senator Ali Ndume, representing Borno Central or not, has come out to National Assembly. Well, there is need for value for money because the nation has put in a lot of money to effect the renovation. And if it is poorly handled, to hold the contractors to account. Why? It is public money and it should be spent judiciously. But why doing that? Let us be factual and let us be critical if there is the need to be critical of poor performance, but don't let us be hostile and don't let us play politics with it. Let national interest prevail.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Salami, for that. It's important that national interest prevails, as you have duly stated. Relocate people from flood-prone areas. NEMA tells 33 governors. This is a very important story to take a look at. So, Mr. Salami, sir, what?
And we cannot forget this. We have lost lives. We have lost properties. And I keep on asking myself that what exactly is the definition of madness? Is it not doing the same thing all along and getting the wrong result? Must we continue? There is the need to relocate residents from flood-prone areas to the loss of lives and property. Not only that, we should do something concrete. We all know the reasons or the causes of flooding. Let us prioritize life. Or what do you think?
Yeah, quite agree. I do agree with us.
NEMA should come up with last
lives and preserving the lives of people. Here is the final story we're looking at. It says here on the Punch newspaper, anger as FIJ reporter spent. Nigerians have expressed anger over the prolonged detention of a reporter with the Foundation for Investigative Journalism, Daniel Ojukwu. It was said that the bail conditions for the detained journalist had not been met. And this was said by the director. Over to you, Mr. Salami.
Well, I wouldn't know why the government has been... we are not enemies of the government. They should know that we as journalists, we have a constitutional duty to hold government accountable to the people. Why? We are the ears and the eyes of the government, of the people rather. And we must, on behalf of the people doing that, the authority believe that we have overstepped our bounds. The laws are there. Take whoever has heard or has not presented the report as it is to the court of law. Take them to court. Let them have their days. Arbitrary arrest. They are guided by laws. You cannot just hold on to journalists because you feel what he has reported is not palatable to you. There is freedom of press. In question has done what you believe to be wrong. Let him have his days in court. You cannot just keep him in custody for the past 7 days and you think what you are doing is right. That is not right. And levy charges against him. Yes, only the court and nobody but the court of law that can determine who is wrong and who is right. Okay. They do not have anything against him.
Alright, thank you very much, Mr. Salami. Sorry I'm cutting you off, but time is fast spent this morning. We've gone really far with the time, and in fact beyond the time. I do apologize for that, but then I'd like to say thank you to Mr. Salami and also to our consistent listeners for always tuning in and always being here. It's the newspaper review right here on Citizen 93.7 FM. We bring you the news stories from across the national dailies. We do implore and let you know that you can join us 7 a.m. every day of the week right here on Citizen 93.7. And until tomorrow, do have a wonderful morning and stay tuned to your talk station to all our listeners out there.